Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Ranking the Albums. Today we're going to look at the short but pretty spectacular studio discography from one of the greatest American rock bands ever, from California, Creedence Clearwater Revival, or CCR for short. 7 albums, 7 studio albums, all kind of jam-packed within 4 years, right? So their first album came out in 1968. By 1972, bloop, done. Pretty productive, though, for such a short period of time. And I think, one of those bands that, when we have these conversations, and I've had them so many times before with people, where you talk about artists or bands that released so many, like, best-selling albums with so many hits in a real short span of time. The Beatles usually comes up in that conversation. But I think Creedence, another one of those bands that, you go through their albums, so many like radio staples, songs that people know really, really well, okay? And so many best-selling albums. I mean, 6 of their 7 albums, platinum or multi-platinum, all right? Their 7th album, gold. So that's a pretty strong little run there. And I'm pretty guilty. I've been into these guys most of my life. I've always been a Creedence fan, but I never was like, all right, I'm one of those fans that has to go and get like all of the albums. Okay, I had like those 2 greatest hits sets for many, many years, and I always thought that was probably all I ever needed. But then I remember back when I had Sirius XM satellite radio. I didn't have it for too long, but I heard on deep tracks, deep cuts, deep tracks, whatever it's called. I heard a couple Creedence songs that I didn't recognize, but I dug quite a bit, and I was like, ooh, what is that? I'm not familiar with that song. So then I went and kind of started like investigating some of those non-hit songs from some of those, classic albums, and thinking, man, there's a lot of good shit on these albums that I don't have. I got to go investigate, pick up the whole catalog, which I did lickety-split, and now I've been loving these albums ever since. With the exception of one of them. I think one of the albums is not very good. All right. It's probably being a little nice, but I'm sure it's got its fans out there. It's got a couple good tracks. But how I'm going to do this is I'm going to rank my albums from least favorite to favorite. I could say 6 out of the 7 I love a lot, and the order could change just about any time, right? But I'm going to rank them as I like them, at least today anyway. So you're free to do the same thing below in the comments and feedback section below. Remember, there's no right or wrong answer. We all hear these albums differently. I'm sure some of these mean more to some of you than it does to me, and vice versa, because I think that a lot of these songs have deep attachments, or we have deep attachments to, based on times that we heard them in our lives, things we were doing, all that kind of stuff. But I think a lot of classic songs, classic albums. So coming in at number 7 for me, probably no surprise to anybody, is going to be Mardi Gras. All right, from 1972, their last album. I'm sure we've all heard the history of this album. All right, by this time in the career of the band, the rest of the guys were kind of getting a little tired of, every song being written and sung by John Fogerty, and he's obviously getting the bulk of all of the royalties and all that kind of stuff. So like, oh, we want to contribute. And John, basically, well, if you read his autobiography anyway, he's basically saying, well, you guys never wanted to before, but if you want it now, hey, no big deal. Come to the sessions with some songs, which they did, and as history shows, if you listen to this album, a lot of those songs that were sung and written by some of the other guys in the band, not very good. All right, couple decent tracks on here. Mostly those are John songs, but for the most part, this basically sounds like an album from a band, basically sputtering on its last legs. Like I said, a couple good tracks, worth having, I guess, but definitely, without a doubt, the worst of the bunch. Next up, I'm going to go to the one that came before that, from 1970. All right, Pendulum. I always love that cover shot of the guys looking all sorts of serious. A really strong album from the band, I think. And again, probably the other ones in the catalog that come before, I think, are a little stronger. But I still like this one a lot. It's got the incredible Pagan Baby in it. All right. It's got Hey Tonight, very memorable song. Have You Ever Seen the Rain? Perennial favorite for so many. Chameleon's great. Sailor's Lament, the hard rock and Born to Move. I mean, the whole thing, top to bottom, is just really solid. A lot of great stinging John Fogerty guitar playing. I mean, man, very underrated as a guitar player. A great singer, very memorable, unique singer. I always love this guitar playing. I just think the band rhythms locked in tight. I don't know. Always really dug the band. Dig that album. That's going to come in at number 6. Coming in at number 5 for me is going to be their self-titled debut from 1968. All right, again, cramming a lot of albums in a short period of time. 68, 69, and 70. A lot of stuff coming out from these guys. You know, I Put a Spell on You. Suzie Q. How great is Suzie Q, right? Porterville. Walk on the Water. The Working Man. I mean, more of a bluesy album with a little bit of psychedelia going in there, but I still kind of dig it quite a bit. I think it definitely is it got a couple really great tracks and just a sign of things to come. All right. Coming in at where are we at? Number 4. Yes, indeedy, we're at number 4. I'm going to go with Willie and the Poor Boys from 69. Again, a lot of standouts here. Down on the Corner. I mean, how incredible is that song? You know, Fortunate Son, The Midnight Special, The Incredible Effigy. How great is Effigy, man? God, I'm looking at the song list, and it's just like every song is just really strong on here. And what I love about these reissues, these Digipack, all sorts of cool bonus tracks and things like that. So yeah, Willie and the Poor Boys, great, great, great stuff. Coming in at number 3, I'm going to go with Kosmos Factory. All right, also from 1970. Another really strong album. It's got the incendiary Ramble Tamble. Very cool. I always loved, as much as I like their kind of uplifting, happy hits, I think some of their kind of more moodier, darker, heavier stuff is also really great. Before You Accuse Me, great version of that on here. Traveling Band, great up-tempo rocker, right? Ooby Dooby, Looking Out My Back Door, another amazing song. Run Through the Jungle, You Better Run Through the Jungle. What else? Up Around the Bend, My Baby Left Me, Who'll Stop the Rain, Heard It Through the Grapevine. Ugh. I mean, seriously, you could say any of these, you know, coming up or just could interchange with each other. I know a lot of people that probably will say that Kosmos Factory is their best. I wouldn't argue that at all, because you ask me tomorrow, I might say the same thing. All right, coming in at number 2 is going to be Bayou Country. Oh, man, great album. Just cranking this yesterday. All right. Born on the Bayou, great song. Bootleg, bootleg. I love Bootleg. That is such an addicting, groove-laden song, man. I just love it, love it, love it. Graveyard Train. Good golly, Miss Molly tears it up, man. Those guys just ripping on that. Penthouse Pauper. Great. Proud Mary. And then, of course, the mighty Keep on Chugling. I always thought that like Bootleg and Keep on Chugling are like kind of like continuations from each other. They're both awesome. It's just such a great, great album. I totally dig this album. Again, anytime could be my number 1. I think my top 3 are just like absolutely fantastic. Of course, you know, Green River's got to be number 1 for me anyway. Right now, again, just top to bottom. You know, Green River, killer song. Commotion, my favorite CCR song. I absolutely love Commotion. Tombstone Shadow. Wrote a song for everyone. Another one of my favorite kind of folky country kind of tunes from them. Wrote a Song for Everyone is just awesome. Bad Moon Rising, of course, right? Lodi. Another favorite of mine. Easily a top 10 CCR song. I love Lodi. Cross Tie Walker. Sinister Purpose. Just the guitar licks on some of these tunes are amazing. The Nighttime is the Right Time. I mean, just some fantastic stuff. That again, you know, the order of these could change at any given time. Just such an amazing, amazing band. So I'm going to reiterate my top 7 here. Green River coming in at number 1. All right, coming in at number 2, Bayou Country. Coming in at number 3, Kosmos Factory. Could be number 1 for a lot of people. Willie and the Po' Boys. Number 4. Number 5, Creedence Clearwater Revival. Number 6, Pendulum. And coming at last, number 7, Mardi Gras. The only real kind of iffy one on the entire list. The rest are just absolutely fantastic. So, like I said, rank them as you like them. I know we got a lot of Creedence fans here. Just a fantastic band. So many great songs. And, just wish they were around a little longer. But you know what? What an impact they made in just those short couple of years with those, first 6 albums anyway, right? Fantastic stuff. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're on YouTube all the damn time. What do we got coming up? We got Van Halen ranking the studio albums. Nazareth ranking the studio albums. I'm just looking at this stack and I'm like, how the fuck am I going to rank these damn things? The top half will be pretty easy. The rest is like, because they got some great albums and they got some not so great albums, but I'm going to attempt it anyway. Also, I'm going to try and do over the next couple days Y&T top 10 songs. I know we got some people asking, don't forget the top 10 song shows, Pete, right? And all sorts of other stuff. Mike Antonelli and I are hopefully getting together this weekend to do the Miles Davis show, so we got that coming as well, so don't miss any of it. And we'll see you guys real soon. Everybody take care, be safe at home, all right? Just use the gift of music to help get us through these trying times, all right? Take care, guys. Bye-bye.